Hi everyone, week 23, and oh my word, what a week we have just had. So, you know that flu and it's been all over the news and the paper as well. It hit our home, and it has been everything they said it would be. It's been horrible. The boys got it. It hit them like last Sunday and me Monday, so it's been a week and doing a lot better considering what we were doing. Like, there's no way I could have done a video even like 2 days ago. Today is actually the first day I did my makeup and did anything with my hair at all in a week. So it's been hard. And of course, being pregnant makes everything worse because you can't do too much. I could take extra strength Tylenol for the aches and pains because it was like from head to toe, just agony. It was horrible. I thought my head was going to explode. My joints were killing me. And I could take Gravol for my stomach because the flu hit for the boys, mostly their chest and their head. Loss of appetite and slept like they had mono. For me, it was my stomach, chest, and head. And so I needed some Gravol just to keep food in sometimes. Actually, a lot of times. It was really hard. Some very humbling moments where like Flem and I don't agree with one another at best of times. I'm pregnant, and so I would cough up phlegm, and then I would get sick at the same time. And if that wasn't bad enough, ever since being pregnant once, every time that I now throw up when I'm pregnant, not when I'm not pregnant, but when I'm pregnant, I like to pee my pants. It happens. You have to wear a pad. So there were some humbling moments where I'm like coughing up phlegm, vomiting, and peeing my pants at the same time. And it's just like, this is not how you picture pregnancy to be. Oh my goodness, it was it was really hard. My husband actually had to work from home for a couple of days because I couldn't take care of my own children, mind other people's kids, and one of the families opted to keep their child home, which was good. The other family didn't, but the other family came here sick last week, so I think they actually gave us what they had. Anyways, so it was really, really hard. I'm still have next to no appetite, but I'm really shaky and weak and lightheaded, so I know I need to get more food in me. I've been able to only lose 3 pounds, which is really good. I'm trying really hard to stay hydrated, but the my stomach, like nothing feels good in it. I get quite sick, feeling and lots of indigestion and heartburn from eating like most basic things. So I'm back to ginger ale and chips and basically what you eat during your first trimester if you're really sick, which is not healthy, but it's something going in and something for your body to use. So I'm hoping that within a few days I can get back onto more healthy, real food. Okay, so what else happened this week? I saw the OB finally, and thank goodness my appointment with her wasn't till Friday. Otherwise, I would have had to cancel. I wouldn't have been able to go at all. It would have made anyone else there sick. So the appointment with her was really not odd, but just unsettling. I get in there, and right up from the bat, she starts talking about prescribing me progesterone suppositories because they found that you can, they work well to help with against having a premature baby. And I'm like, wait, hormones and me do not mix. I get really sick. I have adverse reactions to them. And she's like, well, these aren't synthetic, so you shouldn't have it. And I'm just like, but is it really necessary? Like my last child was born at 37.6. Like, is it really necessary? And by all accounts, like there hasn't been any signs of me having a premature baby this time around. Anyways, so she kept going on about them, and I'm like, these are like I don't want to be sticking a suppositor in my vagina every day until 37 weeks. Anyway, so she thought, okay, well, we'll hold off on that. I was able to talk her out of that one. And then she took my blood pressure, and of course it's higher. And this is the first time she's taken it. My maternity doctor has, and she understands white coat hypertension, but so I said to her, oh, it's always high with doctors and stuff. She's like, well, I think we'll start you on a blood pressure medication. I'm like, okay, right? But because they talked me out of checking it on my own, so I had nothing to defend it with. Like, maybe it is high and I need to be on medication. But if I had been checking, I could say to her, well, at home, it's this, right? But I didn't. But anyway, so she just started me off on a low dose. And it's one to help lower heart rate and blood pressure. So at first you can be more tired and everything. And I'm like, great, that's just what I need. But it's such a low dose that I don't think the pharmacist, she and myself, I guess, don't think that it will do that. So we'll see. And they haven't labeled me officially with gestational hypertension. It's just potential. So started that today. And then, so that was the first two things that were, on the agenda for her. And then the next one was for her to get me to see, what's it called? A maternal fetal specialist. She wants me to go see them. And they work in a different city. So it's going to be like an hour commute each way, and then probably an hour and a half appointment. And they do an ultrasound. And then this doctor is supposed to be like one of the best around, where she gives like really, really detailed recommendations of what to do moving forward, and where are you going to find 4 hours to go to see this person. But I'm like, okay, but once again, I'm like, is this really necessary? Like, by all accounts, I'm having a normal, healthy, like, outside of my blood pressure being higher there, I'm having a normal pregnancy. But I'm just in awe. She's very, very preventative, or very on the ball, which I know in the bigger picture is better than the opposite. It's better to have a doctor who's more on top of things, on the ball, and trying to be one step ahead than the doctors who are like, oh, well, we'll see. I know that it's better than that, but it's just a little overwhelming. And then she's like, okay, your last blood work that came back were really good. So we have a good baseline. So now we'll get you to do it all again, just to see if there's any changes, and we'll get you to do your gestational diabetes. And I'm like, I talked to her, I'm like, I don't want to do it this time around, like, unless there's concern that I may be diabetic. I don't want to do it. Like, it makes me feel absolutely horrible. And again, the time, like, who has 2 hours to sit at an office? I'm like, okay, so you already are sending me to something that's going to be 4 hours, and another thing that's going to be 2 hours. Who has that extra 6 hours in their week to, when these places are actually open, to go do these things? Like, these are weekday events. And she's like, we'll talk to your other doctor and see if she will agree to let you have the 1 hour checkup or diabetes test. So I see her in a couple days, and I'm going to try to get lower down to 1 hour. I don't know if I'm going to get it all done before my next appointment with them both, because my husband is crazy busy this month at work, and days and times where I'd normally be able to go because he's home, he won't be. So, but I'm like, frustrating. Anyways, so I'm sure I'll be feeling better about it once I start feeling better. Everything's overwhelming right now. I'll show you the baby bump. I don't think too much any growth because of just being sick today. I don't think anything new. I didn't put the shine cream on today, so no shimmering skin. So yeah, not a lot of change, but just because of being sick, I think. They say the baby goes on quite a growth spurt and doubles its weight from 1 pound to 2 pounds this month. So I'm sure all that weight I lost, once I start feeling better and baby starts growing, that it will come back rapidly.